Hello, buddy. It's Zachariah. As many of you know, I am dedicating my running to run for all the fallen police officers, firefighters, and U.S. Border Patrol members who took life in line of duty in 2021. And unfortunately, tonight I'm running for another fallen police sergeant who has lost his life in the line of duty. Tonight I'm running for Fallen Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith. He worked with the Iowa State Patrol in Iowa, and his end of watch was April 9th, 2021. He lost his life after being shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject who had just previously disarmed and assaulted another law enforcement officer after conducting a traffic stop. He was 51 years old at the time of his passing, serving 27 amazing years with the Iowa State Patrol. He leaves behind a wife, 2 children, mother, sister, and brother. Tonight I'll be running with the blue line flag in his honor. I will be doing 7 laps around the track loop at the Larry Elementary School, which is the equivalent of 1 mile in his honor. Tonight I will be joined by many officers tonight, including 3 Winter Springs Police Department patrol units, and leading the front tonight is the Seminole County Sheriff's Office patrol unit as well. Even though it seems like it's just me running tonight, there's even more running, and that's all the fallen I have ran for. I know they're all running in spirit tonight, including fallen Police Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith. Before the run starts, I'm going to do a quick prayer in honor of his whole family and department through the hard time they're going through, and then I'll be on my way.
For those tuning in this evening, tonight, Zachariah running his 2nd mile of the night, this mile in honor of another hero that has been taken from us as a result of gunfire. Fallen Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith. He worked with the Iowa State Patrol in Iowa, end of watch, April the 9th, 2021. Tragically lost his life after being shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject who had already assaulted and disarmed another law enforcement officer during an earlier traffic stop. He was 51 years old, served an amazing 27 years with the Iowa State Patrol, and he leaves behind a wife, 2 children, mother, brother, and sister. Zachariah completing his first of 7 laps to honor this hero tonight. We are always humbled and appreciative of the various local agencies that continually come out to help honor our fallen heroes, along with Zachariah honoring Fallen Sergeant James Jim K. Smith tonight. We have multiple members of our home city agency, the Winter Springs Police Department. Also leading the way, we have a member of our home county agency, Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Again, we're all here today to pay tribute to a 27-year veteran of the Iowa State Patrol, Fallen Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith, who tragically lost his life back on April the 9th after he was shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject who had earlier assaulted and disarmed another law enforcement officer during an earlier traffic stop. As I mentioned, 27 amazing years with the Iowa State Patrol, was 51 years old, leaves behind a wife, 2 children, mother, brother, and sister. Zachariah completing his 2nd of 7 laps, which is 1 mile, to honor the life of this hero, Sergeant James Jim K. Smith. Whenever Zachariah runs, he carries a different flag with every single run. Each flag gets sent to the family of the hero that he runs to honor. Tonight's flag, a blue line flag, in honor of this hero, Sergeant James Jim K. Smith. This flag will get sent to his family along with a note that Zachariah wrote earlier in the afternoon. If you'd like information on how you can be a part of the mission, please visit running4heroes.org. I'm going to go silent starting on this next lap. I'm going to remain silent for the duration of the run as we reflect on the life of this hero who selflessly gave 27 years of his life to serve his community, tragically giving his life in service. Fallen Sergeant James K. Smith. Our prayers go out to the Smith family, his wife, his 2 children, his mother, his brother, his sister. Our prayers also go out to everybody with the Iowa State Patrol and everybody in the state of Iowa, all of our first responders in Iowa, mourning the loss of yet another fallen brother. May this run honor him well, and we thank him for his 27 years of service. May we never forget Sergeant Smith. Zachariah, any final words for the family of fallen Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith?
To the family of fallen Police Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith, I hope you all heal very much through the hard time you're having to deal with. Iowa, I gotta say, in the month of April, Iowa have had terrible luck when it comes to losing our law enforcement officers. Iowa is a state that in the month of April in general, I've had to run for almost the most when it comes to law enforcement. Sergeant James Smith was an amazing man, deeply loved his community. He left behind a wife, 2 children, a mother, brother, and a sister. And I know this run was very tragic, and lots of people are watching up there in Iowa. And there's lots of supporters that we have up in Iowa, including Honor Respect and lots of other amazing law enforcement companies that may have been going through a hard time up there, as well as everybody with the Illinois State Patrol, because it's not like it's a city, it's the whole entire state. And there's probably lots of people that knew him. The story was very tragic. I'll actually be, if you're in Iowa, I'm actually going to be in Iowa in the second week of June to run for a fallen first responder out of Iowa. It's actually going to be in honor of all fallen Iowa first responders who have lost their life in the state. I'm not sure what city it is. I'm sure we'll get that information when it gets closer to the second week of June. But if you are in Iowa and are going through a hard time, not only share this run, but if you would like to come out in the second week of June and find out the location on our Running for Heroes page when it gets closer, I would love to have you out there to support not only Sergeant James Smith, but also all fallen first responders who have lost their life in the state of Iowa, including all of the ones that have lost their life in this year alone, which unfortunately has been a lot for that state. I just want the whole family to know Sergeant James, also known as Jim K. Smith, was an amazing man. And to help out with your healing process, I'd like to send you this blue line flag at Remembrance Night in his honor, as well as a handwritten note that was personally written by me that I've already written and is ready to be sent at your location. There's no preference on what we want you to do with the flag or the note, but whatever you do is we hope you find comfort every single time you look at it, knowing that your fallen hero, or if you're part of the Iowa State Patrol, your fallen sergeant, will never be forgotten, even down here in Florida and throughout the whole entire United States of America. I do appreciate and I really want to thank the Winter Springs Police Department, who brought out 3 cruisers for the whole entire time, and the Seminole County Sheriff's Office, who led both runs tonight with their patrol car. It's been a quiet night with our first responders in Central Florida, which is a great thing to hear, not only because that means we're all staying safe, the Central Florida first responders, but it also means that we can have the same amount of people for the second run as well, to make it just as much as honorable as the first run was. But I want to thank them all for coming out to support their fallen brother, even if it's miles away in a different state, because all first responders and law enforcement are all sticking together whenever they lose their life in line of duty. As you may know, we have, instead of doing 10-second moment of silence every single time if they serve less than 10 years, we're doing a 21-second, which is like a 21 gun salute moment of silence for anyone that served 21 years or less. But we're still doing the thing like we do the 10-second moment of silence. If anybody served more than 21 years, we still want to have that much of a moment of silence. In this case, Sergeant Smith served 27 amazing years with the Iowa State Patrol. So in this case, if all of you like to bow our heads in a 27-second moment of silence, each second dedicating what amazing year he served with the Iowa State Patrol, and each second dedicating what amazing thing he had during his life in general. Following that will be a prayer for both fallen first responders we ran for tonight. Before we do that, if all like to bow our heads in this 27 seconds, please do, to help out this family through the time they are going through. Thank you very much for joining me at 27-second moment of silence. Now, one more time tonight, if all the bow our heads in a prayer led by me, this time representing both fallen first responders we ran for tonight, their families, and their whole department through the hard time they're going through. Dear God, unfortunately tonight we've had to come out to do 2 more runs, both for fallen law enforcement officers. First one was for a very young officer who lost life in a medical emergency, and the second one was a very tragic story for a 27-year veteran with the Iowa State Patrol who was shot and killed. Both of these people lost their life very recently. And I bet the family, whole department, and the whole entire state and the whole community up there are still grieving and will be unfortunately having to deal with some sorrow for the next few months ahead. God, watch over both communities and both areas of the runs I did for tonight. Watch over the departments, watch over the whole entire family. Give them a big extra step in their system. And instead of going through lots of sorrow, just do lots of stuff to help out in the community, especially if they're a law enforcement officer, in honor of their fallen first responder, to help remember his story. God, lead everybody going through a hard time through any of these runs, so guide them to this run tonight. Or if anybody are going through a hard time and just need some support through of passing that they've had to go through with first responders, guide them to this run tonight so they can just have a smile on their face for 10 minutes, because that could mean so much to lots of people. God, let's hope we don't have to run for any of these communities again in the future. And God, I know we still have at least one more to do, one more first responder to run for right now. So God, watch over all first responders tonight as they go into the night shift across America, and watch over all first responders every single day for the next few days, even if they're branches I don't even run for, because I would hate to hear another first responder have lost their life overnight when I wake up tomorrow. God, thank you again. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Thank you all very much for joining me in these 2 runs tonight. Like I said, it does mean so much to the whole entire family and department. If you did, just send some encouragement in the comments and just watch this run tonight to support their fallen hero. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you have a safe night, especially if you're a first responder working tonight, and I pray God blesses you all.